Hello, everybody. It's Crustlord, Commissioner, the MPC. We had technical difficulties because I'm a dumbass.
Agreed.
No.
That's one.
And I didn't record the computer audio, so all you could hear was me. Yeah.
Woo.
Woo.
I'm your
Yay.
Commissioner of the MPC. It's Season 2. Yeah. Alright, let's go over the teams really quickly. Okay.
Please don't woo after everyone.
Yeah. So Oklahoma City Electivire, Carlos. Mobile Bewears, Destin. Chelsea Swablues, Harley. Charlotte Beedrills, Jake. Tulsa Excadrillers, JT. Tampa Bay Rays, Justin. That's right. Carolina Pangoros, Mimo. Columbus Crow, Hank. Sporing KC, me. A.K.A. Noah. Winnipeg Golurks, Chabs. Dallas Steel Wings, Junior. Detroit Cobalions, Jordan. Trenton Thundurus, Brandon. Michigan State Mawiles, Dubsy. Daytona Tirtougas, TPB, and Portland Trailblazers, Blazikens, Jeff. Blazikens. Whatever. Okay. Let's start with... Wait, did you say you want to start in the other conference?
Yeah, Brendan said he wanted to go Rivers.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
I did.
What? Carlos did.
So
bad.
are we starting with me then?
No, we'd go like backwards on the dot.
That's... No, that's
Yeah.
dumb. Okay, we're starting with Carlos.
I agree with this statement.
All right.
All right.
So his team is Jirachi, Tapabulu, Darmanitan, Raiko, Porygon 2, Necrozma, Empoleon, Nidoqueen, Tyrantrum, Sneasel, Heracross. Say what you've already said.
Huh? Reveal the grades?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Drumroll. Okay. I gave a C+, CB C+, Carlos B-, Brandon B+, Mimo C+. Talk.
It's a bad team.
Yeah,
it's
it's
got
bad.
a lot of common weaknesses.
It's a good
It's
team.
very
It has
slow.
a lot of good stuff.
Okay, so the only... We're kind of rehashing because I always say this. So you've only got one main tank, P2, and Empoleon's kind of bulky. Not too bulky, but it can set up hazards. That's about it. I guess it's kind of... I don't know. You can do some stuff with it, but it's really good setting up hazards and okay to everything else. Jirachi doesn't really fit in your team because it shares a lot of weaknesses. I can see it with Bulu, but double fire weakness is kind of cool. I don't know. It's kind of a lopsided team, and it's really slow for a fully offensive team without much bulk.
I like it. I like Jirachi
I mean-
and Blue together.
Speed-wise, it's the second fastest team in the division.
Okay, but
By
this
it's
division
lower
is not
by
very...
1 point.
Okay, but hold on. I'm not counting overall speed stats. I'm counting how many over 100 speed mods you have, and your team has 3, and then all the other ones have more than 3 if you count Sharpedo's speed boost. Yeah. So you have...
Cool. I like this team. So
I mean, if you look at it, I'm top 4 in the conference in speed.
Total stats don't matter.
I mean, they're on the dock for a reason.
Oh my god, they're just there because it's kind of cool, and I copied that from the for the GBA. I didn't feel like
Wow. Plagiarizing?
I am plagiarizing a couple stuff.
all right, take the video down. We revealed that we're plagiarizing. Next take.
Next, Mobile Bewears, Zygote
Rip
50.
Brandon.
Oh well.
Oh wait, did you not talk about it?
No.
Yeah,
I
cut
tried
off
to.
twice.
I'm sorry. Talk about it. I did. Yeah.
All right. I like Jirachi and Bulu together. I think they're a really strong combo. I know Carlos doesn't love the team, but I mean, he's going to try and trade around to see if he gets to a point where he likes. I think him personally and his playstyle will do really well with the team. And I think him as a coach will just... I think he's going to have an easy time.
I said it last time. I'll say it again. The team is trash.
Yeah.
Plus one.
Moving on.
Carlos is a good player, but the team's trash.
And I'd say I like this just about as much as what I drafted last season. And I won finals, so I think I have a solid chance at doing okay.
I got the Heatran though, so
Heatran is the GOAT.
Heatran is the GOAT. Anyway, so next we got the mobile Bewears. Actually, we got Zygarde 50, Manaphy, Thunderous Eye, Conkeldurr, Bronzong, Rotom Heat, Mismagius, newly traded, Rabombi, Honchkrow, Espeon, and Serena. Drum rolls. Like, get up thing. Okay. I gave it a B-. TV also gave it a B-. Carlos, I think you gave it a B. Yeah. Brandon also gave it a B-, and then Mimo gave it a D-. Did you change that?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
What the fuck?
And for reference on my list, B ties it for fourth, so I like it.
All right. So
I think this is right about middle of the pack for me.
yeah, it's a decent team.
Me too. I think it's middle of the pack.
So speed tiers are actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I think these are some of the better speed tiers in the league.
Probably second best to me. I think, yeah. Anyway, speed tiers are pretty good. Lots of offensive power, which is good with the speed tiers being good, and then Zygarde and Manaphy both having speed boosts. With Dragon Dance and Sea Rain, so that's good as a kind of sweeping team to have good speed. He's lacking a lot of bulk, and Bronzong and Rotom Heat are his bulkiest mons, and both of them are not known as being main tanks. So that's my biggest issue. Also, yeah, other people talk about the other issues.
I will say the one difference, there are a lot of teams that lack bulk this season. I think his offense can compensate for it. Especially, he chose some good Z-Mons, like Manaphy. You just Tail Glow, and then any walls, you just use a Z-move through to kill, and you're on your way to sweeping. Well, it's not that easy every time, but I think all his offense together can compensate for it. Although, you are right, Rotom Heat and Bronzong are not the best defensive core in the world, so I think that will hold him back a little bit.
I really like Conk in this division, like really enjoy him.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to do a lot of good for him this season, in this division in particular. And he has a game against, who do we say that it's just Piles?
I'm pretty sure it's against the next team, the Swablues.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, even myself, I tried to defend against it, but the Conk is just so strong offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Burn being nerfed. It just makes it so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also has Bronzong to give it the Trick Room if he wants to go that route.
That is really
for
true.
sure. And Bronzong is a very good Trick Roomer, one of the better ones. Oakley's probably the best still, but
I agree.
Bronzong is top 10. So. There are some more issues are the lack of hazard control. You've got Espeon and Serena as really your best options. Bronzong can set up hazards, which it's a pretty good one. Oh my god. Okay.
The rocks.
Yeah, it's very weak to rocks. And TV, you can talk about that a little bit.
And his his removers, Thundii and Rotom Heat are just like you're gonna rely on Serena to remove because you don't want to run defog on your offensive mons that are weak to rocks. And I know I'm probably gonna have to do that a couple times, but it's just not that great because you're just taking so much damage, and because you're like more usually more offensive than defensive, you're not gonna take like the hits that well. And you're sort of going to lose them on to try and defog. With his trade for Mismagius, I think it was a bad trade, but I guess it helps with the rocks because he traded away a fire type. I don't know. he's still very weak to rocks.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, next. All right, so next we got the Chelsea Swablues. Latios, Sylveon, Fortress, Vaporeon, Alola Marowak, Alola Muck, Mienshao, Rotom-Mow, Crobat, Diggersby, and Sharpedo. All right. Drum roll.
Beep, bop, boop, bop.
All right. So I gave it a B+. TV gave it a B. Carlos gave it a... where is this? Down there. A C-. So you raised it. Brandon gave it a... also gave it a C-. And then Mimo gave it a C. Did like 3 of you change it?
Mine stayed the same.
I changed it
Carlos's
yesterday.
changed,
All right,
So,
so
no.
Mine is the same.
You're just wrong,
we're
Noah.
all kind of around the ball. I did not. I thought you guys liked it less. When it comes.
I
to
mean,
rating.
C- is low.
C-, yeah, whatever. Anyway,
C- is middle of the pack for me.
so
or slightly before.
Latios isn't the best round 1 pick, but it was basically round 2 pick because he showed up late and his pick was skipped anyway. So that's out of the way. Fortress. We know it's a very early for that mon. That's like around like 7, 8 mon, like
Oh no, I'd say 5 or 6.
5.
I agree, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I almost drafted it at 4 or 5.
Mhm.
So if it wasn't
Yeah,
gone at 3.
so okay. I don't like Fortress, but that's big.
The one nice thing though is I had the same situation in another league where Zygarde's in my division and Fortress switches in wonderfully to that thing.
Mhm.
Like 1,000 Arrows is hard to counter, but that's one of the few Pokemon that can actually take it on well.
HP Ice Fortress.
I use that. Yes, I think it 3 kills Zygarde if you set it up right.
Max
I,
Modest.
I brought a Fortress with HP Ice, and then the with HP Fire. Then the Kartana didn't come to the match. Then I brought it with HP Flying, and the Buzzwole didn't come to the match. It was fun.
Oof. So yeah, Fortress is a little early, but it's still good. Vaporeon's a little early, but it's still good. Marowak, that's about the right round for it.
I don't know. I'd say that's 7 or
I
8
agree.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
pretty powerful to be.
I think
honest.
everything round 5 and below for him is like a 6 to 8 round pick.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
Except for
good
that
for
Alola
like
Muck.
I don't.
Throwback
Alola
because
Muck's
being
good.
Sharpedo.
Mienshao, it's like a round early, but it's still in the ballpark. Rotom-Mow, I would argue that it's a round late. Crobat, I would also argue that's a round late. Diggersby's like 3 rounds late, and Sharpedo, it's like a round late. So I would say he got pretty good value off his second half.
I agree.
You didn't like it because it didn't. You felt like type wise it didn't really mesh well. They're offensive mons though, a lot of them, and I think
I mean, the speed also is a huge issue. Like
I can see that.
he's got a few Pokemon around 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's same as me, but
However, Diggersby's a fantastic scarfer. Sharpedo is fast, good speed boost. And then Mienshao's pretty fast too. Really, and
105.
those are really his main kind of like second half draft attackers. Crobat is really fast, and it's kind of like a utility mon, and it can throw off the Z Brave Birds. So,
which I would like to say, as I said before, and the first time, I think it's the worst Z user picked. I'm not a big fan of
I think
that,
it's
but
pretty-
I think Z Hoopa is worse.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to give it a tie.
It's pretty bad of a pick, and that's more so due to the lack of options that he picked. Like, I just feel like his offense is Latios, and then it's
Latios,
there's all just
Muck,
middle
Mienshao, Diggersby is really powerful, and then Sharpedo, which are all. I will say that a lot of his offense is physical, and Latios really only special. He did say that he wants to bring kind of like an offensive Sylveon, but that's taking away one of his 2 main tanks, and is one of his 2 wish passing cores. So I don't know about that, but.
And then there's also Rotom-Mow, I guess.
And Rotom-Mow is kind of tanky. Yeah. And by the way, I know I will complain that Rotom Heat, and like I complain about Rotom Heat, but I like Rotom-Mow because this team has 2 main tanks while the other team doesn't. So yeah. This team, I really like the double wish passing core. It worked wonders last season.
I like it better if Umbreon was one of the 2.
I agree. I think Umbreon's better than Vaporeon. But, bulky waters are good.
And with the wish passing core, I think it works very well with the Alolan Muck. Because that thing, it tanks hits with Assault Vest, and the wish passing core can just boost it up so much.
For sure. So, yeah. Good. Anything else?
Nah.
Alright. So next we've got Jake and the Charlotte Beedrills. So we've got Celesteela, Alolan Ninetales, Latias, Galvantula, Tentacruel, Shaman, Emboar, Miltank, Rhyperior, Hoopa, Crawdaunt. I think I got the... Yep, here it is. So drum roll. I gave it a B. 2B gave it a C. Carlos gave it D+. Brandon gave it a C. Mimo C. I'll talk about it first. Since I had the chance of interviewing Jake, and this was one of the interviews I felt really boosted my confidence in the draft. So, when you first look at the draft, it looks like a pretty tanky and defensive team. Well, looks, yeah, sure. Defensive Celesteela, kind of...
I think it does look pretty bad on paper.
Tanky, kind of Latias. Tentacruel's kind of tanky. Shaman's kind of tanky. Miltank's a tank. Rhyperior can also take hits. So he looks like a pretty bulky team. However, in his interview with me, he said that, I'm going to take this kind of defensive-leaning team and then kind of turn it into a bulky offense team instead of being kind of like the semi-stall team it kind of looks like. Because, Celesteela and Shaman are pretty stally, so is Miltank. But yeah, he said that, he wants to make a kind of offensive version of a pretty tanky team. And the Alolan Ninetales trade makes sense because Alolan Ninetales Veil works the best on bulky offense teams. And now since this is a technically bulky offense team, since he said that he's going to use his tanks offensively, I think that's a pretty good idea. And, we'll see how it can work. There's still a couple qualms with this team that I just don't jive with, but it made a lot more sense in the interview.
Speaking of qualms, I think this team has some nice pieces. Like, it has Webs, it has Veil, Steel is there. But, he doesn't have much of an offensive core, and I don't think Hail is good for this team. I just see it chipping away at what he said he's going to use as bulky offensive Pokemon. I don't like... I think he could have picked Steelers as a user, which I still don't like, but when Emboar is one of your main offensive threats, I think you have an issue.
Crawdaunt runs this team out, and
Crawdaunt is busted.
Crawdaunt,
which he's actively trying to...
And he's trying to get rid of it, and if you get rid of this mod,
which
I
I'm
swear,
fine with.
Yes.
You are not going to playoffs if you get rid of Crawdaunt.
Currently, I have this on the lower end of my teams. If he got rid of Crawdaunt, I'd put it tied with everything except for the bottom team at the second to last with 2 other teams.
I already have him there.
Gets rid of Crawdaunt, I'm giving him a Z.
That's a fair point. I feel like
Jake,
Crawdaunt
Jake just said Rhyperior can sweep.
It can, but Crawdaunt's way better.
Stop.
Crawdaunt's just way better at it.
Oh my god! I'm about to dock you, boy. I gave you nice grade of B.
I don't know. Y'all like Crawdaunt so much. I don't see. As knockoff. And Dragon Dance is nice, but I could see him using it a lot on this team, but that's just because I don't like the team. Like, I don't know, there's just not much to it.
I don't like the team on paper. I would like to see what he does with it.
I'm going to agree with that.
Especially saying he's going to use his bulky Pokemon offensively. I want to see how it does. That's about it. I don't like it otherwise.
Yeah. It's a cool concept. Yeah. It could have been done a little bit better, but, you know, it's cool. He's got a lot of utility, so...
Yeah. I like most of the Pokemon on this team.
I do too.
Personally.
Alright. Not to the biggin again. So,
boy. We're back.
We're back. I've ranted about this team like 4 times by now.
Yeah, give us another 5-minute rant.
Alright, give you our 5-minute rant. It's like the Tulsa Excadrillers. Alright. So, I am not against the concept of this team. Bird spray.
Wait, we need the grades first. Hold up.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, Skarmory, Thundurus T, Salamence, Gliscor, Staraptor, Halucha, Swallow, Magneton, Blissey, Blaziken, Vikavolt. And drumroll, okay. Okay. I gave it a C-, my second lowest grade. TB also gave it a C-. Carlos also gave it a C-. Brandon gave it a B. Then Mimo gave it...
I did?
Oh, no, you gave it a C. I looked at
Okay.
Tampa Bay. I'm sorry. No, you gave it a C. And then Mimo gave it a D-. Oops. Alright, so let me do my shtick. Alright, so I'm not against this team. The concept team, sure. Skarmory, sure. Thundurus, sure. I was completely fine with all the picks. Swallow, I'm like, you've already got a normal type, and I guess it's a special attacker, and it's the fastest mon in his team, sure. But I'm like, you need some bulk. You know, the Gliscor and Skarmory are fine, but man, you need like a bulky water type. Then you draft Magneton. I'm like, okay, I get it. So quad weak to ground, but he's got an all flying team. Sure, that's kind of cool. I get it. Magneton isn't the best tank. He probably could have gotten
100% true.
Better steel type.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's almost like Empoleon was still around. That covers both.
Was still around.
And Mantine was still around, which would have kept the meme alive, but it also would have made this team actually good instead of complete garbage.
All right, listen up.
I'm not done. Blissey's
okay.
fine. Blissey's a good pick. Blaziken is garbage. Sure, it covers defensive resistances, but it's not a bulky mon. And then Vikavolt adds literally nothing. He already has a ground immune electric type, and he has 2 electric types already. What does Vikavolt do? He said in his interview, "Oh, I want a psychic counter." Like, just oh my god, you just draft like a dark type. You don't need Vikavolt.
What psychic type counter? He should have got Mantine.
We should have drafted Mantine instead of like Swallow.
What he should have done, in my full opinion, is instead of Swallow Magneton, he goes Mantine Metagross.
I agree.
Imagine Metagross on this team. It covers his defensive and is a defensive Pokemon.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's just pretty brutal.
Like, I like the idea, but his execution is just, it frustrates me.
And also just Magneton, if you're running it Violet, you're running it wrong. Just straight up.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Magneton is a good... It's best as a trapper.
Yeah,
but
it's a good choice.
This team... and I guess he wants a trapper.
Like the bottom 4 picks needs another ground type. Definitely.
I agree.
I think that... I know it's bad, but my boy Mudsdale down there doesn't look too bad.
I completely
Instead
agree.
of Vikavolt, I agree. Vikavolt adds nothing.
I mean, he did use it effective last season,
Well,
and
yeah, 'cause
with the
he
team
likes it.
overall, I do like his offense. There are a few teams that I think just have porous offense, but this one, I think, like against one of the best teams in the division, Justin's team, which we'll talk about next, I think it has a great matchup.
His speed isn't bad. If he didn't have Swallow, his speed wouldn't actually be that good, but speed isn't bad. He does have good offensive threats, whatever, but God, defensively his team just and I'm sure he uses Blissey fine. I'm sure Magneton I don't really love defensively, but whatever. It's just God, the fire types and ice types will run. If you have a good fire and a good ice type, you'll run through this team. And 2 out of the 3 other teams in the division have some of the best ice types in draft. In Kyurem and Vanilux. And Mamoswine, which Mamoswine sweeps. So,
Yeah.
this team
It's
is
just-
not very well crafted, in my opinion.
It's just not good.
Defensive Vika takes on Mamoswine. And Okozet.
All right, next we've got.
Hasn't even 3 at KO.
I am done with this conversation. Next, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays. So we got Hoopa Unbound, Toxapex, Arcanine, Cresselia, Clefable, Superior, Goodra, Lucario, Savali, Dugtrio, Gligar. Ba-dum, drum roll. Ba-ba-dum. Okay, thank you. I gave it an A-, my highest grade so far. TPB also gave it an A-. A- from Carlos. B from Brandon. And then also a B from Mimo. Is that Mimo's highest grade?
That is Mimo's highest grade.
Woo!
Also the only
All right.
one in the B category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to start off with saying this is my second favorite draft. I think it's really good.
It's good. And before y'all say Toxapex is trash, okay, look, it was drafted around early, but arguably
Or 4.
it's a second round
Or
pick.
12.
If you're
not.
good with it, this thing's a monster.
It's not
Listen,
passive.
It's hard to
Alright.
play. It's hard to play with, but if you're good at it, it's so hard to play against. And what makes it fantastic is, okay, so he's got a psychic type immunity in Hoopa. He's got a ground immunity in Cress. He's got an electric immunity too in Gligar and Dugtrio. Is that it? Is that all the? I'm pretty sure that's all the types he's weak against. Yeah, he's got immunity
You can
for.
bring Flying Silvally.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, Superior is a good flying type switch in.
Yeah, but Gligar, Toxapex, Hoopa, and Cress, that core is gross.
I mean, I will say he definitely
Yeah.
has the best defensive team.
For sure. Him and Mimo have the 2 best defensive teams in the league. Gudra's fantastic. Clefable is an amazing trade. Savali's garbage.
Oh, yeah. Before that trade, I thought this team was okay, but getting Clefball on this team, having a Wish Passer / what's it called? Cleric,
Mhm.
that definitely saved this team for me.
We didn't talk about this last time, but actually, Serp is actually really good on this team because it gives him speed, but also kind of that like sub-seed thing, like, with his tanks that don't recover, like Gudra. Actually, I'm pretty sure everything else gets recovery. That's so good, but yeah, but like Gudra, you could just sub-seed up and then just switch on to Gudra, and that thing takes hits all day. Like. I like Spirit, and also Spirit can sweep with that Leaf Storm.
I will say, although I don't like Superior a lot in
I
this
don't,
division,
but it's really good value around 6.
it is a good value
I
pick,
agree.
yeah. Just, it will be nice for like Milotic, but then there's Mamoswine sitting there with Dragalge, but mainly like JT's team, and then there's Kyurem, Chandelure, stuff like that.
Yeah, I will say it's bad in the division. I'll say that. Super isn't very good in the division, but he's got plenty of other tools. and he's really hyping up his Lucario sets, which sure I don't like Lucario, but sure. Doug Trio's a really smart pick against JT's team, trapping that Magneton, and I was like, what if you bring Shed Shell? And like, well then it's not a very good Magneton, and then that cripples the Magneton. So that's a great idea. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't like
Speaking of me,
Why don't you like this team?
Toxapex.
Okay, yeah, complain about Toxapex for a bit. I'll give you your chance.
I don't like Toxapex. I don't care. Yeah, I'm awful using it. I don't care. Call me out on it, but it.
I mean, for me, it's
What's
one of
bad
my
about it?
it's one of my favorite OU Pokemon, and I hate it in League format. Like some Pokemon, I don't think translate. I think Toxapex is one of those.
With
I would
the right
disagree.
tools around it. With the right tools around it.
I mean,
I
all the
think
tools
it
around
can.
it are the same. It's all bulky Pokemon.
What do you mean? It's got an immunity for every single in like 3 Pokemon.
I mean,
too.
look at his his team offensively. He doesn't have a whole
Hoopa.
lot.
He's
Lucario,
hyping up
Superior
Lucario.
Gutra.
Doug Trio's a really good trap.
That's four Pokemon that are viable offensively.
And Gudra can drop
Arcanine.
Dracos. Arcanine can be
Cresselia,
offensive.
Clefable both set up.
Hoopa, yeah.
I mean, like purely offensively.
Purely offensive.
Really offensive Hoopa, which has got insane
Yeah,
stats.
I know. That's
Gudra,
what, 4
Serp,
Pokemon out of
Superior.
11.
I would argue that Gudra, you just draw
Yeah,
Dragos.
Gudra is.
It's a
I
bulky
think
offensive
this team,
mod.
pick apart this team if because of the speed as well.
Yes, it has
I
bad
agree.
speed, but
Speed
it's
is not
bulky.
bad. It's not good.
It's bulky, and if you have bulk, you don't necessarily need speed. I will complain.
I don't know. His speed I'm fine with. He has enough middle to high tier speed mons, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I don't think his speed tiers are bad. I don't think they're great, but they're by no means terrible.
Yeah, this isn't the Chelsea Swablues here.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm done with my.
They
Wait,
have, they have
All right.
Toxic
you have
Pex.
4 mods.
Let me say why Toxapex is good. First off, Regenerator with all the immunities means it's not going to die. It has Haze, it has Scald, it has T-Spikes, it has Knockoff. It is not passive. Everyone always says it's passive, but it's 100% not passive. It can just easily wear stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just got all that good utility. It has like Magic Coat for some reason. It has that. It's got a lot of things going for
Are
it.
you
And
really gonna be bringing Magic?
I don't know. It's got utility.
Yeah.
That's the
got
thing.
like 6 moves.
And it can be defensive on
Those
both
6
sides.
moves are insane and aren't passive. A lot of them are. Like this thing got knockoff too, and I think that knockoff edition really helped it in League because knockoff is fantastic in League. One of the best moves in the game in League.
I mean, risky with Terrakion in the division.
Sure,
Alright.
but
Also,
T-Spikes with
a
Hoopa.
bit worse now.
Come
'cause
on.
he moves are-
Scold Bird.
Come on.
Is it really going to switch into a Scold?
No, nothing's
Scald
gonna
Bird's
try and
30%.
switch into a Scald.
Okay,
Nothing's gonna switch on.
But is it gonna
try
switch into
set
a
up on it. It
Scald?
has Haze.
Terrakion's notorious for Lumberj.
and it has Haze. Why would you worry about Justified if you have Haze and you can burn things?
Because in one fucking turn, it's dead. Toxapex needs to switch out on it, switch in like that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
into Cresselia. And that thing takes on
If Terrakion
Terrakion
switches
all
in on a
day.
knockoff at 2 KOs before it can get a haze off. Like,
Then
Okay,
he
you
switches
go
out
for
to
Haze.
Fang.
It loses the boost.
Okay,
You switch out.
Or you just don't anyway.
You
We're getting
have
out of hand.
Regenerator.
We're getting out of hand. Let's
I'm-
just move on.
It,
Let's just move on. Okay, to Mimo. Carolina Pangoros, Zerkatry, Mammothswine, Mandibuzz, Milotic, Terrakion, Slurpuff, Bisharp, Uxie, Dragalge, Delphox, Paulo Sand, Drumroll, ba-dum. Let me get my thing. That's the wrong one. Keep it.
Nice.
Okay. So I gave it an A-. TB gave it a B. Carlos gave it a B. Brandon gave it a C plus, and Mimo also gave it a C plus.
I give it a B now.
You gave
That's
it
high for me.
yeah. Okay, so you give it a B now. All because of
Right.
Surpuff getting webs.
Oh, Lord.
Also looking at the team up a little closer.
Also, and then C plus is high for Mimo. That's his second highest grade he's given.
And B is 4th for me.
So this is a
Yeah,
good
it's-
team.
I agree.
So you
Pretty
want to
good.
start?
I'll start.
Okay.
His speed tiers are pretty bad. However, everything else I love. His offense is great. He has Mamo, Zergatry, Terrakion, Bisharp, Dragalge. He's got great defense with Mandibuzz, Milotic, Uxie, and then he has mons that can go both ways with like
Palossand.
Dragalge and Palossand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aloe Sand?
Palossand's the goat this generation. Like, okay, it got something. Well, it got Stealth Rocks, and then I feel like it got one other thing that made it like good. Whatever. Palossand's underrated.
I'd say it's like a 13th round pick. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd argue for 12th.
I'd argue for 14.
Anyway, it's got some utility, and I don't want to give anything away, but it takes on someone in this division pretty well.
JT?
I'm not gonna say
No, I don't
anything.
think so.
I like Palossand versus
Ramos
JT.
fine.
I'm not gonna say anything. Shh. I'm gonna text it here.
Yeah, you told me
Yeah.
about that.
Well, I don't know if the other one's up. Yeah, do you see it now? Do you see it?
Holy shit.
Anyway, okay. Never mind. So Palossand's busted. And yeah, I can't. There's not a single mon in this team that I don't like, and I think that generally his bases are pretty covered. He's got the webs, and then he's got the defog counter with Bisharp, and you can just sweep teams off of that. Uxie's a fantastic pivot, one of the best in the game. Dragalge's very underrated. Can kind of like Goodra, can take hits and then just drop Dracos. Very good mon. Delphox is really underrated. And then Mamoswine is one of the best round 2 mons, and the second or third best ice type in the game. And ice types are invaluable, and it's great. Mandibuzz Milotic's a great core, and then with Palossand to get that electric immunity is good. Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah, it's just a good team. I also like how Slurpuff, who's his web setter, can also go offensive with like belly drum. Brandon's just confused.
Yeah, that is correct. I really like this. After seeing that little bit of secret sideboard tech, I am on the A+ board.
Isn't that tech insane?
Yeah.
Because
Hidden tech.
yeah.
Yeah. I also really like Melodic a lot. Pretty cool.
Shh. I'm gonna.
Hey.
I want to bleep that out because I didn't say who it was.
I did. I said it's fucking dog. It's fucking.
Yeah, does sweep low key. All right,
for real.
Columbus Crow, Lando T, Azumarill, Ferrothorn, Chandelure, Kiram, Reuniclus, Heliolisk, Verizian, Mantine, Spiritomb, Vanillux. Drumroll. Okay. I gave it a B. TP gave it a
Oh,
D
boy.
plus.
Oh,
Carlos gave it a C. Brandon gave it a B minus. Mimo gave it a C. Okay, this team is average. Speed is bad, but everything else about it's pretty good.
It's pretty average.
There's not a mon in this team that I don't like, except for arguably Heliolisk and
Vanillux.
Vanillux. But Vanillux is for a divisional match, and it's
I
around 11.
really like Vanillix in the.
Yeah, against JT, Vanillux is good. Watch out, JT. There's a ton of hate going for you, and people are going to try out some...
I do think JT will make playoffs, though. I will say that.
I don't know. There's
Bold prediction.
a ton of division hate.
Bold prediction, I still think he does.
Yeah.
I think he could win the division, honestly.
Me too.
I don't know.
I don't think he'll win the division.
I don't think he will either. I think Justin will.
I think Justin's winning the division.
I think Mimo could take a playoff spot from him.
I
From
agree.
Justin, yeah, I agree.
No, not from Justin, from JT. I think
I don't know.
You don't get it.
I like Justin's team, but I could see Mimo and JT making playoffs over him.
I don't know.
I can't.
I think
I can't.
whatever. Okay.
But
Team's
all right,
pretty
with
good.
this
Lando T's busted.
I sort of said a lot of negative things about it before Noah decided to tell us he was very stupid. But
Please
the main
repeat
thing,
all of those.
Oh yeah.
The-
this is
the
this is
main
the last
thing-
team that we analyzed before I messed up.
the main thing I have to say is the bulk it doesn't compensate for the speed tiers because Mantine is the only one with reliable recovery, and
Ferrothorn has
he
leech seed.
very reliable.
That is
Then he
wrong.
has Lando T and Mantine as his defoggers. Lando's now always running defog, and Mantine is weak to rocks. Well, he still has mons like Kyurem and Chandelure and Vanillix that are all weak to rocks. So those are my main things that I don't like about it.
For me, I think it's underratedly bulky, and for one main reason, and that's that he's got a ton of immunities. Lando's got 2 immunities, an electric and ground. Azumaro's got that dragon immunity. Ferrothorn's got a poison immunity. Chandelure's got a fire immunity, and then they all kind of complement each other. Got a Ferrothorn switching to Chandelure with a fire attack, do nothing. If I don't know. Virizion. You got Virizion in. They use the Psychic type attack, and then you switch into Spiritomb. Mantine's in. You got an Electric type attack coming your way. Just kidding, going out in Landorus. So with me, if you've got a ton of immunities, you can work around the bulk. And then since you have a ton of immunities, you can also kind of work around the speed, since you can be counted as kind of a semi-bulky team with all those immunities. And this team's bulk isn't bad. Ferrothorn's pretty bulky. Kyurem is underratedly bulky. Reuniclus is one of the better bulky psychic types. Mantime's pretty good. Spiritomb is also underratedly bulky, and you can burn stuff. And yeah.
The only thing that jumps out to me that could have made this team I think up with the best of them. If Azumarill was switched out for something bulkier like Suicune at that point, or I don't know if there's any better bulkier waters in my opinion than that. Unless or Tapu Fini would have been nice there, but that was already taken at that point. I think Suicune would have been phenomenal here with the core of
Round 2?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Better, more so than Azumarill if you really wanted a water type.
Azumarill does give him that offensive kick that he kind of needed, though. So
fair enough, but I like the team regardless. I think it's gonna do real nice.
Yeah, it all depends on how Hank plays it. There was a couple games last season that Hank actually played fairly perfectly. So if he keeps that up, this division is actually underratedly kind of good. Everyone's talking trash about how it's Orange Division's always the worst, but I think it'll be one of the better ones. Yeah, maybe.
I agree. I think Orange Division will do well.
Yeah.
But one thing I have to say about the immunities is you're always one prediction away from losing a Pokemon.
That's true.
Because half his team all have a 4 times weakness. So yeah, it's just I can't see that working when there are good players in this division, and if they predict him, he's gonna lose a Pokemon.
Lacks offense. My team don't lack offense.
Hey, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we are. It's my team next. Heatran, Weavile, Keldeo, Amoonguss, Haxorus, Azelf, Flygon, Swampert, Aerodactyl, Dusclops, Ditto. I made some transactions. Yeah. Okay, what did we give this? Ba-dum. I gave my own team an A. TPB gave my team a B+. Carlos.
That's my only B+. So you're just below the A-.
Carlos
which I have
gave
three
it a
teams.
B. Brandon also gave it a B, and then Mimo gave it a C-. Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
Pretty good.
I
For
do
Mimos,
like this.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, for Mimos, that's average.
How is this lacking offense? Weavile is one of the best offensive Pokemon in the game. Keldeo isn't bad. Haxorus is fantastic. Azelf's good. That's honestly all you need. Like,
I don't think it.
and then other like
I see Keldeo, Weavile, and Heatran. I mean, Haxorus is solid.
Haxorus, Azelf. What?
I like every single mon of this
And
team.
I've
besides Swablues.
proven-
First 5
it's
picks.
good.
I've
I didn't
proven
say I just
last
like to
season that
mock
I can
Pokemon.
use Haxorus well.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. I just feel like it's. I mean, purely offensively, I like JT's team better.
But I've got more.
But
I feel
overall-
that I have.
Overall,
more
your
defense.
team is a lot better.
I think that, well, with the Heatran, Amoonguss, Dusclops, and kind of Swampert, I guess. I still think, I don't know, actually no, I would say JT's Blissey, Scarm, Gliscor. I wish. Okay, look, if this team had Gliscor, it would be top 3.
I think I can agree with that. I feel like it's just missing a thing or two.
It is,
from being
because
like
I
an
built-
elite team.
I really like your Pokemon.
Like his what?
And his first 5 Pokemon.
Oh,
I agree.
yeah, I agree with that.
And then I feel like it kind of just drops off the table after
You don't
that.
like Azelf?
No,
I like his first
Not at all.
5
To be
and his
honest, I
last
don't like
5.
Azelf, but I mean, it's good, but I personally don't like it.
I don't know. I picked it because it fits the speed tier, and it's kind of powerful, and it's versatile.
Flygun's pretty okay against some stuff, and then other stuff.
I
it just
picked
gets blown
Flygon
out.
because both of my ground immune mons were taken, and I'm sad.
Get something real nice right there and just draft Mudsdale around 12, 11, whatever we have.
I low-key recommended that to him.
You did not.
Okay, look.
I did.
I would prefer Gligar over Ditto,
I mean,
but Ditto
yeah,
is
but
still good.
Okay.
Ditto adds something.
I like
You
Ditto.
certainly had something you are complete.
I think Ditto can be effective if you, like, I don't. It really depends on how you use it. Like,
Against
I've seen it
other
used
set of
really
teams.
well, but I've also seen it used really bad. So you
Yeah.
just gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I can see the qualms of my team. I know it's not the perfect team that I was looking for. Perfect team I was looking for will be drafted at a later date once I can get all the pieces, and I'm not gonna get sniped hard.
Never gonna happen. You'll never stop searching.
I am gonna get the I'm eventually gonna get the Heatran Amoonguss Gliscor core. That core is unbeatable in draft. I've theorized about that core for like 5 different draft leagues, and I've tried so many times. Ugh, anyway.
Wow.
And then
I almost had my perfect draft. Then I got Comfey, and I regretted it ever since. Garbage Pokemon.
This isn't the perfect draft you drafted.
okay,
I'm
hold
confused.
on. We're not there yet. Anyway, so yeah, my team isn't perfect, but I think it fits the bill.
I think you'll use it well. It's just not my favorite team. Like purely draft wise, I don't like it. But knowing you're the coach of it, I think you'll win the division.
Yeah, and
But if it were in the hands of like I don't know, I don't want to call anyone out. But if someone
They were
else
in the
had
hands
it,
of me.
if I was using this team, I don't think I could do very well with it.
I mean, I just love. What'd you do? What are you doing?
Huh?
Me?
TV, what are you doing? Okay, you're editing some on doc. I just think the value of Heatran and Weavile being so distinct and unique in what they can do in their roles, because Heatran is there's a ton of Pokemon that Heatran is their only counter, and I think that is invaluable. And also, Weavile can sweep a lot of teams in this league, which is also invaluable because not a lot of other Pokemon can say that. So I think I'm gonna get carried hard by a couple Pokemon, and yeah, like what happened last season.
with this team, I personally like it a lot. I just think that the three teams I put ahead of it are just better overall.
More
because,
well-rounded, I'll give you that, yeah.
and I do think like theirs just has that one thing that pushes them over, whereas yours is just good in every way. Yours is more of a jack of all trades. Well, I think the other teams just have like that one thing that'll push them
Yeah.
above yours.
Glass score. I'm salty. Okay. Yeah. Next. Winnipeg Golurks. Let's see. Got Victini, Garchomp, Rotom-Wash, Togekiss, Registeel, Snorlax, Dhelmise, Nihilego, Araquanid. Okay. Araquanid, Hitmonlee, Chinchino. Chinchino was picked up because he wanted to counter me.
Oof.
Even though it's slower. Oh, I forgot.
I mean, I think he got it because of speed tier.
I forgot to say, I have the best speed tiers in the league by far. That's the thing I forgot to say.
I think they're good.
Like no
I'll say that
question,
for sure.
best in the league because this league in particular has some kind of bad speed tiers.
I agree.
Like overall, there's not very many teams with good speed tiers, and mine I feel is very good. Anyway, so yeah, I give it a B. TPB gave it a B as well. Carlos gave it a, where is it? I can't find it. C plus. Brandon gave it a B plus, and then Mimo gave it a D. Oof. All right, so this team, it's good. It's fine.
He changed it to a D plus.
D plus. Okay, sure. D plus. It's fine. It's lacking some bulk. Registeel, Snorlax. It's a good core. It's an okay defensive core. I don't like that fighting weakness. That it's not really covered. I guess Dhelmise, but Dhelmise you don't really like to run defense, and it's slow.
Or
So
bring it every week.
if you switch it into a fighting move, a lot of the time fighting types also have knockoff or ice punch. So I don't love Dhelmise and as a immunity in that sense. Yeah, it's fine. Victini's strong, Garchomp's strong, Rotom's very good. It's like a bunch of good mons, but I just question the gelability. That's not a word, whatever. The mesh. It doesn't really mesh well, in my opinion.
All right. My few things to say about this team. I personally am a fan of Dhelmise. I like how it's so strong as a spinner because it makes it very hard for a mon that's trying to spin block to switch in because it'll just take a huge chunk of damage. I like Snorlax in general. It's a good sweeper. And yeah, his speed tiers are pretty bad. However, he does have a few like good mons above base 100 with Garchomp, Victini, and Nihilego, and I guess Encino. It's not that great, but those first three are
Hey, he's got a
very
double
good and
flinch
they're
core.
fast. Oh lord.
Togekiss and Encino, watch out. If he starts paralyzing kids, watch out. And he's got webs. So
Yeah, I think it's just a pretty average team. There's not that many things I have to say that are terrible about it, but then again, there's not many things I have to say that are amazing about it.
I would just like to point out that in his interview, he used words like defense and stealth rocks, and I believe that's a large improvement over last season.
yeah. Well, it was
I like-
Kevin's team though. Like,
Okay. Wait, what?
yeah, he took
He
over Kevin.
didn't draft last season.
He didn't?
No.
Yeah,
Remember
I didn't
Kevin?
either. Rip.
Oh, I thought we were.
Right, this is
was
Chad.
juniors. Yep.
Oh, this man.
Yep.
I thought this was junior
This
season.
is that's a shame. Anyway, never mind. We'll get to that one later then.
We're talking about
Um,
Chaz.
Yeah, I like this team. I don't like that he stole Teeny from me, but whatever. I'll forget about that one until we play. I like Rotom Wash here especially now that it gets defog at round 3.
Yeah.
That's real special. I really like Arachnid now with webs.
With webs, yeah.
I want to see how that works out, and I absolutely love Snorlax. I think this team has a lot of good individual Pokemon. How that gels, maybe not too great, but I like how each individual Pokemon can be a threat on its own.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is that I feel that in matchup-wise, this team does very poorly to multiple division opponents. So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Are we good to move on?
Sure.
Junior.
Junior.
So, way better than last season.
I completely agree.
Let me
Me
tell
too.
you, the Latios and
Necrozma.
that's it. That was his team.
That was his team.
That was. And like Aerodactyl. That's it. That was his team. Anyway, so we got Mew, Zapdos, Infernape, Gengar, Hippowdon, Zoroark, Escavalier, Whimsicott, P2, Feraligatr, and Druddigon. I like this team.
Me
good
too.
Okay. I gave it a B minus.
Did I give it a B?
I don't know
so.
why I was so harsh on that, but I guess I'll keep it. A gave it a B. TP gave it a B. Carlos gave it a B minus, which is average. Brandon also gave it a B minus, and the Mimo gave it a C minus, which is one of his higher grades.
Yes,
I'd say that's average for me, Mo.
That's average for Mimo, yeah.
It's above.
Alright.
Yeah, no, it's about average in mine. Okay. So yeah. It's a competent team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
last season.
Yeah, low-key Junior.
All right. I actually kind of like his defensive core, and Mew's kind of bulky. Zapdos and Hippowdon. I think that's a pretty good defensive core.
Didn't he say he was going to use Mew primarily?
Offensively,
He said he would
yeah.
do a lot
Oh.
of things with it.
Okay.
But I like it defensively on his team more, but whatever. And then he said he's going to use Escavalier defensively, which that pick is not very good. That's like a 13th round pick, but
Also don't like Zoroark where it is.
I also don't like Zoroark.
I think that he doesn't. All right, so instead of getting Zoroark and Escavalier, knocks it out. He knocks both those out of the way and grabs Bisharp round 5 or 6. Excuse me.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think this team looks great. With
Oh
an
my god,
additional
if this team had Bisharp,
yeah.
oh, that would be really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Wow.
I think that Bisharp does both Escavalier's job and Zoroark's job.
I mean, it's
together.
because he said he's going to use Escavalier kind of bulky, so not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Escavalier's job, but yeah, oh my god, that is scary.
Yeah.
All right. With this team, I love Feraligatr. I had it last season. And it did fairly well. It came to like
You
6
didn't
games.
sweep me.
You crit me through screens. It got hacked. Like half the games it got brought to, it got hacked, and it still got 9 kills out of the 6 games it came. And I think it's a very good Pokemon. I like Mew and Zapdos and Infernape. I just love like everything up to Zoroark. I like Zoroark, but he did get it a bit too early.
Yeah, Mew up to Hippo.
yeah.
This looked like one of the
Yeah.
best teams in the league.
I love round 3 Infernape.
I
Holy
love
It's
round
insane.
5 Hippo. Hippo is like
Yeah,
a
I
round
do,
3
yeah.
mon. Hippo is so good. I was gonna draft it. I was like so close to me. Also, same thing with Rotom. Rotom is like 2 or 3 picks for me. I was about to take that, but whatever. Rotom wash. But yeah, I think the bottom half of this team is kind of lacking. Feraligatr and Druddigon are good. Whimsicott's okay. Rest of it I don't really like. I don't really like PZ or Zoroark or Escavalier. I don't think they're good. But Yeah, other than that, I think it's a pretty solid team, and I love his upper half for sure. Gengar and Fernape is a really scary offensive core. Yeah.
And originally with his team, he had like Kabutops for some reason, and I'm glad he traded that. I can't remember what he got.
He got Druddigon.
But Druddigon, I think that's a much better Pokemon.
I agree.
And I'm glad that he got that. Let's see. Another thing we pointed out. Let's see. He has only the one ground immunity with Zapdos, but then he has his offensive threats like Infernape and Gengar are weak to it. So I guess that's a little bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
And a lot of ground types can run Stone Edge, so that kind of yeah. We'll see how that pans out. But yeah, solid team. Bottom half kind of weak, but top half really good. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And Junior has been known to run some heat sets in the past, and he loves his psychic types, and he has Mew, one of the best ones. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, next we've got the Detroit Cobalions, Excadrill, Hydreigon, Mimikyu, Salazzle, Suicune, Chestnut, Jolteon, Starmie, Noivern, Dusknoir, and Komala. Okay, and then I gave it a C, TB gave it a B, Carlos gave it a B minus, Brandon gave it a C minus, Miwa gave it a D plus. Yeah.
Oof. So I got this one the highest. Okay.
Originally, I loved this team. Round 5, I posted like, okay, we're like almost halfway through the draft, and then I had this in my top 3. Suicune.
Really?
Yes. Are you?
The problem I have with this draft is the first 4 pick, the first part of it.
Really?
Yeah, I think everything past Salazzle I'm completely fine with.
Really? Because for me, okay. Well, I
Really?
thought he was gonna get like Gigalith or something. So
Me too.
But if you got Gigalith, this would be a lot better, for sure.
Yeah.
Instead of
I
Dusknoir.
think
Yeah,
replace
like it.
Dusknoir. Yeah.
Get rid of Dusknoir and get Gigalith. This team is pretty solid, but yeah, Excadrill with I thought he'd get Sand. I think the Excadrill, Hydreigon, Mimikyu, Fairy Dragon Steel Core is one of the best ones that I've seen in this league. That's a fantastic.
I don't like Mimikyu.
I like it.
Especially
I completely disagree.
I disagree.
Really?
I think it's great.
Because with Disguise, it can check any dragon type sweeper outside of Haxorus because of Mold Breaker, but it can check like any of the others because it can easily tank a hit and just Oko with Flare Up.
Definitely. And another thing, I don't love Salazzle Cap. Probably could have gotten it a round or two later. However, I kind of understood his point of view where he was like, I want a toxic, stallers. It's kind of like an anti-stall Pokemon, which I think is great because he has a lot of this team, for a while was like the stall breaking team with the finisher of Excadrill with Sand, but he didn't pick up Sand. He didn't grab, and I thought he would grab more bulk as the draft went on, but he didn't really. No, he didn't. He got a bunch of kind of weird picks. I don't know.
You don't need Dusknoir.
Dusknoir is garbage.
I agree. I think Dusknoir is terrible.
He could have gotten some other than Kamala, maybe like Gigalith. I understand he is spinner, but
he didn't.
He has
spinner.
Starmie.
He has Starmie and
never mind.
Excadrill.
He doesn't. What? Wait, why did he pick Kamala?
He said he liked how it was good as both a Wish Passer while still not being passive because it has a high attack.
HP. It's not a good wisher. What?
I mean, his team has low
HP
stats. Like Dusknoir has 45 HP. It's a good Wish Passer for that.
I guess.
Overall, I don't think it's that great, but like it helps with
Anyway,
Dusknoir and Mimikyu.
Really, the last 3, I don't like Noivern, I don't like Dusknoir, I don't like Kamala. Kamala I like the most out of those 3. But I still think it's not very good. Jolteon is overrated. So is Starmie's pretty strong pick. Whatever, it's a fine pick. Chestnut is fine. I don't love it, but God, he really disappointed me with not getting the bulk. Because the thing that would make this team great is that he has some of the best stall breakers. And if he got the bulk, because he got Suicune, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to grab like really bulky stuff from now on, and this team's going to be really scary. And he's got the sand finisher too, but he just didn't. It's really frustrating. So I advise transactions.
All right.
Because it's close. It's really close to being good.
Well, I put this team the highest. I put it B. I think it's average. I love Hydreigon. I used it last season. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It has no switch-ins besides fairy types. And a lot of the teams don't have good fairy types. Excadrill is great.
Wow.
Rip. All right. Excadrill is great. Mimikyu, I also think is great. It's a great sweeper. It's also great at stopping sweeps. Salazzle Corrosion is a unique ability. It works very well. And then I know he's comfortable with Chestnut. He had it last season. I think it pairs well with Suicune. I think Starmie, 7th round, is completely busted as an amazing
I
Pokemon.
agree. I like the Starmie pick.
And then Jolteon, I agree. It's overrated, but it's fast. It's an electric type. It can Volt Switch on things. Dusknoir is bad. Komala's all right. I think it's good for 11th round.
He has 2 spinners. You don't need Kamala.
That's not the only thing it does. It has hella coverage and it's got 115 attack. It's got decent special bulk. It's not terrible. Then
You don't need
Noivern.
it. You need bulk. You need hard bulk and sand.
I think Gigalith would have been better, but unless he was gonna pick up Chansey, which I got, I think Komala was not a bad pick. Noivern is fast. It's somewhat strong because it has Hurricane and Draco, but he does have Hydreigon, so that's one of the 2 picks I'm iffy about.
Yeah.
I overall like this team a lot.
I don't like I said, I'm an advocate for type stacking, but I'm an advocate when the roles don't overlap, and Hydreigon and Noivern kind of overlap as special attacking kind of, dragon types that aren't necessarily defensive. They just are attacking, especially, So, I don't know about that. Anyway, we good?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Moving on to the last division.
So, Blue Division, the best division?
I think so.
I think draft-wise, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jeff ruined it.
Well, we'll get to Jeff, but
We'll get to Jeff. I think we have 3 great drafts and then
I would say
draft.
2 great drafts. I don't think
And then I think Dubsies is at least
it's
average.
good. It's fine. Anyway,
I think we all rated it more than
we're on the
average.
Brandon.
Yeah, we're on the
Tornadus,
Brandon.
Tangrowth, Florges, Entei, Cobalion, Greninja, Buzzwole, Slowbro, Volcanion, new edition, Nidoking, and Hitmontop. Brandon's team changed a lot because he's making moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave this team A+.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. It's fun.
Okay.
CVV gave it an A-.
3rd favorite draft.
Carlos gave it an A-. Brandon gave it an A-. Mimo gave it a C.
C. All right. Still an improvement over last year is great.
Yeah.
Hey, last year your team sucked. Shut up.
You're okay, and he made trades after we
Yeah,
made the
you
video.
did make tons of trades. So just shut up.
And now you made trades before, so we like it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Tornadus T edition was really good. I like it. You got the Tangrowth, Florges, Entei core. Good.
Yep.
You like that core. You've
I
done
do.
well with it in the past, so Cobalion, did you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did well with it.
Yeah, it was my second main physically attacking.
Mm-hmm. You got Greninja, you got Buzzwole. I don't know if you need it per se, because, yeah, you got 3 fighting types and 3 water types.
I don't plan on that being like that for much longer.
Okay, so you're going to keep making moves.
Oh yeah. I'm not happy with that 3 water.
All right, so this is kind of tentative. We're just grading this on his success on really Tangrowth. We're just Entei. We think that core is really good. Cobalion's good too. Slowbro's a really good regenerate. You got the regenerate core back.
Yeah. Hopefully better this year.
And you got Tornadus, who's an offensive regenerator mon, which is good. So.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing I love about this draft is the first 10 Pokemon could all go in round 1 through 5.
Yeah.
I think they're all just amazing Pokemon.
I don't know about Slowbro.
Hitmontop.
Slowbro is... that's like round
That's the kind of one
7.
that you don't know where it's going to go.
6 or 7, I think. There's
But,
plenty of bulky water types.
Other than Hitmontop, which is bad, and Slowbro, they're all like mid to high tier mons.
I agree.
I like.
This is a lot of value, and he's definitely doing that for trades. He's making a lot of moves off his value.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Right.
sure like my team, that's for sure.
Now? Do you like it now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a work in progress still, but if I were to go into week.
Yeah. I should probably announce soon when, like, transactions, like, from now on, like, they're effective in week 2 or whatever. Anyway, later date, I'll do that. But yeah, I just love your top couple Pokemon, and, you know, with all the value you've got in the bottom half, you're going to make the team even better. So, yeah. It's good.
And
Alright.
I've hit 6,000 base stat total.
Woot.
Just so you know.
I hate you. All right. One more thing about this team. I literally just forgot what I was gonna say. Rip. You have good speed tiers. I do love that.
It's
yeah.
good. It's not great, but it's better than a lot of our teams in the league. So
Yeah. Having 2 really fast mons is good.
Yeah.
okay, on to the Michigan State Mawiles and Dubsy, Tapu Fini, Scizor, Dragonite, Roserade, Meloetta, Diancie, Crocodile, Limamola, Doublade, Talonflame, Lycanroc, Dusk. Yeah.
I love the first 3 picks and how they.
I
Synergize.
agree. I love the first
like
3
this
picks, but we'll talk about the rest later. I gave this a C+.
Oh, sorry.
I was
How?
mean because
Ooh.
I'll tell you why. Hold on.
I think what I gave is the lowest you can possibly
B-.
give.
Nope. C+. And I was nice too. So that means something. That's C+. Sorry. I'm sorry, Dubsy.
Wow.
I love you, buddy. Anyway.
He gonna get you for that.
Carlos gave it. Wait, what'd you say?
For that.
He's gonna get
Okay,
you for
Carlos
that.
gave it a B. Or wait, did he say?
He gave it a B, but then he
Then he
added
said-
stuff that he likes.
Yeah,
a lot. He
Mawiles
said
is
change
the
it to a
best.
B+.
B+?
He said. yeah,
Okay,
he
so
changed-
B+ from Carlos. Brandon gave it a B. Mimo gave it a D+.
Oh, Mimo.
Mimo, buddy.
All right, I agree. First 3 picks are fantastic. Roserade is 3 rounds too early. Meloetta is 3 rounds too early. Diancie's 3 rounds too early. Crocodile's a good pick. Alumo's a good pick.
Crocodile's 3 rounds too late.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
3. That's pushing it. Round 4. That's like a round 5 man. I don't know. It's
Okay, so basically
it's
he
good
got
value,
great
whatever. Alumola, it's like one or two off. I don't like the blade.
I don't think he got Hello early.
That's about that's about where you should take it. Anyway, but you've got 3 mons, and the first 6 Pokemon is supposed to be your core. Rose. Okay, Rose. I like Rose Raid. It's really early though, and there are a lot of grass types that fit better. And like if
Amoonguss was still available, wasn't it?
yes, no. Actually, no, it wasn't.
No.
I took it. Yeah, I took it because I was on the wheel. Yeah,
Oh.
because 4th round started at Carlos, so I took it first.
Okay.
But there's still a ton of other bulky, like Shaman was still around, like bunch of grass types. Rose Raid, you could have taken that like 2 or 3 rounds later.
Well,
Meloetta.
I think Rose Raid is different because like spikes and T-spikes really help those first 3 picks.
For sure. And he said that he's going to focus on, the hazard game, and then, he's said he's really going to rely on Feeney a lot. Yeah, and then the defensive core is, it's Feeney.
Not bad.
It's
the same 3 Pokemon.
He has bulk, but I don't know, because his only so Feeney is a wall, not a wall.
Feeney,
it's kinda
Diancie, Aloe.
Diancie isn't a wall.
I love Diancie.
I've used Diancie. It is not that defensive. Alomola, granted it is, however, it shares typing with Feeney. I don't know. Something about this team I just don't jive with. I don't know. He should.
So why isn't DNC defensive in your case?
Okay, the main issue with it is the lack of recovery, and that rock type is a terrible defensive type.
Yeah.
Okay, he has Aloe, which Wish passes into it, and because it has such a low HP stat,
sure.
it'll heal the Meloetta or Diancie 100%.
Okay, sure, but Diancie is still not that great of a tank. It's great.
It has good offensive
It's
stats.
great. It's a great rocker. It's a great. Yeah, that's it. I think it's kind of average in a lot of other things, and I don't think it's that good of a wall. And 6th round, there's plenty of stuff.
Yeah, there's one. I definitely.
I agree he got it too early, but I don't think it's bad. And I think Aloe is arguably the best Wish passer because it has Regenerator.
That's
so
fair.
you can just pass into the Diancie and Feeney.
But Aloe and Feeney are your only reliable bulky mons. And yes, they work well together because Wish passing is great on Feeney. However, they're literally it, and they're the same type. And the only other arguable thing, which is Diancie, that doesn't resist grass and electric, and actually is weak to grass. So I just don't like the typing at all on this team, other than the first 3 picks. I think the typing of how it all laid out and all the roles and stuff is really out of whack.
All right, well, moving on from the defense, it's not that great. But the offense, which is the reason Carlos likes it, and another reason I like it, is the offense is great. You have Dragonite, you have Scizor, you have Lycanroc Dusk, you have Doublade, you have Talonflame, you have Crook, all on the physical side. And they do really well. Talonflame is not as bad as you think it is. Then on the special side, he has Feeney, which is underrated. It's Calm Mind Sweeper. Roserade does a lot of damage. Meloetta also does a lot of damage. And then his offense is just very hard to switch into. And then I think Lycanroc Dusk getting it in free agency, I think it's a very, very good pickup because of Tough Claws for an 11th round Mon. It is not a tier 2 Pokemon, 100%. But it is a very good value for 11th round. Talonflame gave this team a lot of speed, and I really think you're underestimating it because it still has that 1 priority Brave Bird, which for 10th round is good because you can sort of just negate any setup sweeper and still probably outspeed some stuff.
If you don't die that turn.
Yeah, I don't the thing about a lot of these, so, you know, Dragonite and Scizor are straight up sweep your whole team mons. But I don't think that those two mons have the support. I guess, okay, I can kind of see where he's going for with the Rose Raid, and then he's just get Hazard Stack and then set up sweep with Scizor and Dragonite. Sure. I don't think... Or Crook. Crook can set up.
Moxie Sweeper.
And then he has the Blade 2 on the bulkier side of things.
Sure. It's not very well rounded. And Scizor, Dragonite, Crook, really all you need for offense. I guess Meloetta too, sure. Throw that in there. I don't like the bulk at all. I don't think that Talonflame and Lycanroc are necessary. And they're kind of wasted picks. And the lack of value in Rose Raid, Meloetta, Diancie really harms it for me. And I'm sure he's gonna get wins off of, you know, hazard stacking, then sweeping with Scizor and Dragonite for sure. And then Feeney's fantastic, but that's it. Like,
is he missing a spinner?
Yeah, he has Feeney for defog.
He needs one of them if he's going to be hazards.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I don't like about it.
He did say something about how he built his team so that he's not that weak to hazards, but he has Talonflame. What?
Yeah, he has T-Flame, but like T-Flame and Dragonite, that's it.
I don't know.
I think the rest of his team is very good. A lot of hazards. Having 2 to 10, I think, is a really nice. I think that he's not weak to hazards.
Still, I'll give Rose Raid a pass on the value thing, and I'll give Meloetta a pass, sure, because it's a strong special attacker, and it is actually underratedly bulky, sure. Diancie's way too early, and I don't see how Blade really complements this team. Like, what does the Blade have that, like, Dragonite and Scizor don't already do? I don't know. I don't like the Blade on this team, and I just generally don't like Talonflame. Whatever. And I don't think you need Lycanroc either.
Yeah, I think Lycanroc could get their spot.
Like, you already have a great...
Metagross?
I just don't know.
Metagross? Blade would have been really...
Something's on the team missing. I love the first 4. I'll throw in Rose Raid because it's a cool idea with the hazard stacking thing. But and Crook. And Aloe is a good wish passer. I don't like the rest of the mons. So, yeah.
Alright.
That's just me. I'm sure he'll win games solely by hazard stacking and then sweeping with Scizor Dragonite, but he has to get rocks off the field on his side for Dragonite to work. Anyway.
I think that's fair.
And he doesn't have a spinner, so I don't think it's that good. Mimo, you want to say something? Because you haven't really said much. Do you have anything to say?
Hello?
Alright.
Alright.
Next, Daytona Tirtougas, Tapu Koko, Kartana, Tyranitar, Landorus Eye, Umbreon, Volcarona, Como-O, Decidueye, Cloyster, Aromatisse, Chansey. This team is very good.
That clean 11th round Chansey? What?
Yeah, I probably should have given this an A+. I'll give it an A+. A+ from me. Good job.
Same here.
A+ for me.
I'll take it.
You give yourself a because you're an egotistical bit. No, I'm messing. Carlos gave you his number 1 team at A, highest rating. Brandon gave you an A.
A+.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
A+, his highest rating, and Mimo gave you a C+.
Mimo.
C+.
Hey, a second highest rating. Second highest rating.
Good job. All right.
tie. I mean, like 3-way tie, but you know.
All right. So, what makes this team really scary? Well, first of all, his first 2 picks are offensive powerhouses. Tyranitar is amazing at round 3, and then he had got Landorus I with that Sand Force. First 4 picks are just crazy. And then you got Umbreon. I'll bring up one of my complaints in a bit, but Umbreon, you know, a lot of bulk. You got Volcarona value. That thing can sweep, and you don't really. Decidueye can defog. You got Como. The mon's trash, but you like it.
Hey,
I like it.
Don't talk about Como
It's
like
trash. Decidueye is a pretty good defogger in League. You can nasty pass. Yeah. Cloyster, you can sweep. You really like those sash,
really
smash
like those
skill
sweepers.
links. Aromatisse Chansey is a fantastic wall core, and yeah. My main complaint is the glaring fighting weakness. Like
I agree.
a bunch of your main Pokemon in Kartana, Tyranitar, Umbreon, and Chansey are all weak to fighting, and they're kind of.
I suddenly don't feel so bad about fighting.
All right. Well, the thing about that is, if you bring in your fighting type on like an Umbreon or a Chansey's Wish, I can like hard switch into like half of my sweepers, take a hit, then just get back to full health because they like a lot of my mods do resist fighting, so it'll just sort of give them a free chance to set up, which I do like, and it can I like having like every single of my defensive mons, which is granted only 3 of them can wish, and they're all pretty fat. So they can just wish up and then switch into another Pokemon and sort of just negate the damage and give them a free opportunity to come in, which I do like. Como is good. Why you gotta underrate it?
Garbage.
And then Decidueye, I can just, like you said, I can pass. Like, no one wants to see a +2 Coco. You're gonna lose.
That'd be busted.
I would
Coco,
not like to see
I've
that.
grown on a lot in like a year. Coco is busted.
Absolutely. Dude, remember when we were trying to argue whether it was...
I know, right? Whether it was like round 1.
Ooh,
I do remember
Yeah, I
that.
think
And
it's
then
round 1.
I saw that Mon carry Kevin's team single-handedly. And I was like, oh wait, it is good.
Oh, damn.
I was like, oh wait.
Hold up.
The thing that kind of made me down on is like it's only got 95 special attack, but
It's got electric.
it's got terrain, so it's fine. It's like a better version of Galvantula, because Galvantula is a compactized thunder, but electric terrain's better than compactized.
That is correct.
Yes.
I would say so.
But yeah, you've got a really good wish passing core. We were saying that with Bewears. No, wait, no, that was the Swablues, right? But you've got 3 of them instead of just 2. Which is insane.
And one of them is Chansey with 250 HP.
Yeah.
I'd call that pretty good.
That's pretty good. Aromatisse gives you that fighting resist, which is kind of neat. It's not the bulkiest one, but it's pretty bulky.
I sure like it.
Yeah,
Me
you
too.
did really. My bad. You did really well with the last season, so it's a great mod. You got the Landers with the sand, and Tyranitar is really good. Round 3, Kartana Coco's insane offensively.
Yeah.
Insane. And then
I just like
T-Tar perfectly complements Kartana and Coco. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, with my team, I was like, I did not plan to get such an offensive team, but then I just saw all the mons that I wanted were not taken, so I was like, I mean, if Volcarona's not taken round 6, why shouldn't I get it? Like, I wanted to try Cloyster in League for a while, so why not get it? Decidueye did good for me last season. Why not get it? And like I just felt like everything sort of worked in my favor, and then I did end up getting like that defensive core that I really cannot wait to try out with Umbreon, Aromatisse, Chansey. So yeah, I'm very happy with my draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
seems pretty good. I guess.
Pretty
I guess.
garbage.
Huh?
Oh,
All right.
All right.
Next, we've got the Portland
Oh, Lord.
Trailblazikens. Plus
Actually,
Cephalon,
send the
Karam
video.
Black, Mesprit, Donphan, Magnezone, Gyarados, Comfey.
Comfey's not okay. Comfey.
Cradilly, I'm not done. Zygarde 10, Girder, and Jellicent. Okay, look, this is the worst team in the league, but it's not that bad.
You should go over the grades before you say that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, please.
D plus from me. D minus from TPB. D minus from Carlos. F from Brandon, and then a Z.
Only F.
And then a Z from from Mimo. All right, look, we're a little harsh on this. It's not that bad. It's not season 1 junior bad.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not that.
All right, you were bashing Dubsy for getting like Mons too early. Comfey and Cradilly.
Okay,
come
look,
on.
Look,
Come on.
but
Those are both round 15 picks.
but here's the thing. They weren't in the top 6. Top 6 rounds are the most crucial.
Okay, so
At
you
least
could
draft
get
the Pokemon that get drafted.
Like those
You
first 6. I mean, he traded for Mesprit. Okay, look, why did he drop Nidoking
Right.
for
I
Mesprit?
don't know,
Seriously.
but I'm very happy about.
Right. The difference is if you need Meloetta on your team, you can get that early because someone will take it in the mid to late draft. If you need Comfey on your team, no one's going to take it. You can get that with the last pick of the entire draft, and no one is going to take it.
That is
It's God,
Let's.
terrible Pokemon.
You want to go over the fairy types that were still on the board?
Any of them?
I really don't want to.
Here, let's
Let's
go
see.
over.
I'm fairly sure this one went undrafted. Let's see.
Hold on,
Primarina.
hold on. Shush.
Hey,
Primarina, yes, I'm not done. I'm not there yet. Okay. All right, so first we've got Rabambi. Good web setter, can, quiver dance, kind of cool him on. All right. Let's see. Next we've got Klefki. Pretty cool Pokemon.
is Prankster Defog? Prankster Spikes?
Defog. Aromatisse.
Prankster
Pretty
Prankster a
thick.
lot.
Pretty thick mon.
Mm-hmm. Great Pokemon.
Passer.
Let's see.
And
then-
Silvally is a better fairy type than Comfey. I think we can agree on that.
I'm not sure. Okay.
No.
I
No.
can't agree on that.
I'd rather have Comfey.
Terrible Pokemon.
I'm be honest.
All right, but one that actually went after it was Whimsicott, which is fast. It's got the
Did it?
nice, annoying, yeah. It's got
yeah,
the
it did.
annoying Prankster Subseed set. It's got a Giga Drain with the grass dual typing. So yeah, there's that.
You could have went Gardevoir.
Gardevoir, that's undrafted.
Yeah. Why? Why Comfey?
Gramble went undrafted, right?
Gramble's
Triage
pretty
Healing
good.
Kiss.
That's
All right.
like ugh.
Wait, what?
Ski didn't it?
Triage Healing Kiss.
God, no, what? Heal?
Or
Huh?
Drainage Kiss.
Draining
Dra-
Kiss, sorry.
huh?
Sorry.
All right, I set up to +6 with a Comfey, and it couldn't even 3-hit KO in another league. It couldn't even 3-hit KO him on, which is nice.
Chansey.
No. Let's see. Let me look up the base stats. This Pokemon had like less than 60 base HP, I think, and less than like 70 spit F, less than 90, something like that. It's just garbage. You got Triage Leech Seed. Cool, I guess.
Why not just
Whimsicott has
pick
Prankster Leech
Whimsicott
Seed.
to hit those dark types?
It's got Defog. Okay. Fun. Klefki has Defog.
There's literally
Yeah,
two
that's literally it.
Prankster's straight up better than Triage. And there's two Prankster fairy types that are better in every way.
Yup.
God.
Why?
We shouldn't even be on the topic of this.
Okay, yeah.
Comfey's just hot
Comfey's
garbage.
garbage. Anyway, Cradilly is also an 11-round mon, 11th round. He's got his Blacephalon's great.
You want to know what's also an 11th round mon that's better than Cradilly? Geist.
Regice?
Gorgeist.
Oh, Gorgeist.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gorgeist
Yes.
is a defensive monster.
Yeah. It's pretty
God.
good.
Is it undrafted? I might need to take
Yes.
that now.
Yes, it is.
Just kidding. I'm not going to.
Zygo 10's pretty good.
I'm fine with it.
Me
In
too.
accordance with the rest of the draft.
But with Magnezone, I don't think he needs to trap steel types whatsoever. He has Blacephalon, and he has Zygarde 10%, and he has the newly found Girder, and he has Donphan, which all four of them can easily 1v1 most steel types. So I think Magnezone is 100% unnecessary.
He brought up that the steel types in division. But, okay, here are the other steel types in division. Cobalion. Scizor, granted.
Dive.
Magnezone is a Scizor counter. Let's not kid ourselves. Fair.
All right.
But
Yes.
That's correct.
Kartana,
Dead.
dead.
Just Sacred Sword.
Sacred Sword, dead. Why? And those are all drafted before. Cobalion was
Cobalion.
drafted after. But Kartana, I'm upset.
So wait, what was the trade he did? Tornti and Nidoking for Mesprit and KB, right?
No. It was I traded and Nidoking, which
it was Buzzwole
technically
Tornti.
right
It was Buzzwole
here. Yeah, I
Tornti.
got Buzzwole Tornti for
KB Nidoking.
what ended up being the trade was KB right.
No, it
I
was.
think that's just
It was.
terrible trade.
I don't know. Whatever. Buzzwole and Tortilla are good.
He traded from his end. It was KB for Tornti and Buzzwole.
That's bad.
That's a bad trade.
And on mine, I retained the Pokemon that I want to get drafted up.
Okay, sorry, Jeff. Your team's garbage.
It's just so bad.
Sorry, buddy.
Blacephalon's good.
Pokemon though.
I'll say that. I like Blacephalon.
Blacephalon, KB, Donphan round 4 is actually pretty good. Most of them has gone round 3.
I think Gyarados is alright.
Gyarados, you could have
Yeah,
drafted
he's
it a
cool.
little later because water types are pretty abundant.
I think it looks a lot better than most of his picks, though.
For
I
sure.
agree.
Zygarde 10 is actually pretty good value for what.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
I think
That's like
that's
a
the one
round
value pick he
7
got in the
mon.
entire draft.
Yeah, that's like a round 7 mon easily. So
I mean, Girder is a Pokemon. It's not the worst.
I
fighting
dropped
type.
Jellicent because I needed some ground types. And
I
yeah,
think Jellicent's a good Pokemon.
it's
though.
good.
I like it.
Girder is, I don't know.
I definitely
I've never seen it.
a Pokemon.
It exists.
That is completely true. I'd never thought of it like that.
Yeah. Okay, are we done?
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
It's just so bad, dude.
I'm sorry. Okay, not to end on a sour note, but yeah.
Yeah.
We could,
Oh wait, no, the valley picks.
We're an hour and 40 in, bud.
Okay,
We
if
might
you don't
as
want
well
to
go
do
over
the
those quick.
We can go over it quick. Okay.
I don't want to do another video. To just for those.
Wait. Oh no, I didn't average them out yet. Okay, so round 1 value lord is Kieran Black, and Brandon picked that.
Yeah, he got that
Good
like
job.
14th round. So yeah.
Torn T is unanimously the next value lord, and that's sorry, Manaphy for Carlos, but everyone else is Torn T. So congratulations to Jeff for picking some nice value.
And then trading it.
And trading it.
For another value. At least.
Infernape.
Yeah. 3 for Infernape and then 1 for other Pokemon.
Yeah, so
Complete steal.
Infernape, congratulations. Who picked that? Junior. Congratulations, Junior. Value Lord of that round.
Round 4 is Lando I.
Lando I
I'll
went
take it.
6th round last season, just saying,
Hey,
guys.
don't take away my award.
Okay, congrats. You got Value Lord for round 4.
Oh, yeah.
For round 5 is unanimously Terrakion. Good job, Mimo.
Yeah.
Busted.
Mimo. It's
Round 6, I think it's... Oh my god.
Come on.
There's only one...
Come on.
Oh my god, you don't deserve
Come
this.
on. What do you mean? It is easily the best value pick. Easily the best value pick.
No, it's
as
not.
opposed
It's
to what
garbage.
else?
Yeah,
Superior
is the only competition. Hawlucha and Greninja
Hawlucha should be
are
later.
not.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I think Serp.
I don't.
Whatever.
I
Okay,
totally
congrats
don't.
on the Volcarona.
Whatever.
Round 7 Value Lord. I think it's unanimous. Yeah, Volcanion. Good job.
Oh, Crook did get 2
Who
votes,
did
but Volcanion won.
Who got Volcanion?
Dustin.
Whoever I just traded.
Dustin, then he traded it again.
Or Miss Minky.
Volcanion. Yeah, Destin. Good job, Destin. Value Lord. Round 8 Nihilego.
Yeah, that was fucking legit.
That was insane. That goes to Chabs. Good job. Zydog. Jeff. Good job. You got 2.
Good job, Jeff.
Round 10 Diggersby.
It's a tie between Diggersby and Aromatisse.
Okay.
I don't need
I'm
3.
giving my vote from Klefki to Diggersby. Good job. Good job, Harley.
Harley. He got it.
And then
yeah.
Chronont. Unanimous? No. Almost unanimous.
Oh, we got Chansey.
Good job, Jake, for making your team pretty good.
And then attempting to trade it.
From
I'm
average to pretty good, and then wanting to get rid of one of the only good parts about your team. Okay. We're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
Hey, Mimo. Get ready
And
for the
that's
outro.
draft rankings.
Wait,
Hey.
say it again.
And that's the draft rankings.
Hey.
Wonderful.
Hey.
Okay, goodbye. I'm tired.